How's it going? Welcome to the channel. So we're just about to take off on my very first camping trip by myself. It's probably my fourth camping trip ever in my life. I am woefully unprepared for this, and I'm also running late because I am leaving straight after leaving work, and that went late, and we need to get to the campsite by 5 o'clock at the latest, and so I need to get going. So I'll talk to you more in the car, but let's get going. Let's get the dog in and get going.
Rex, you ready for camping? You ready?
Alright, so we're on the road. As you can see, we're on the highway, so I thought I'd fill you in. I'm heading towards a place called Gleneden Family Farm. So it's a campsite located in a place called Maryvale. It's near Warwick. It's about an hour and a half away from Brisbane. We're looking at an hour and 24 minutes to get there at the moment, and I need to change speed because the highway has slowed down. We've got the car packed. Riker's in the back. I've got the car packed full behind me with stuff. I'm hoping that I have got everything. I already know that I have forgotten to get water. I was wondering why there was so much space in my fridge, and now I know. So we're going to have to stop at some point to pick up some water. I'm hoping that I can also not have to charge on the way. I did charge us up to 100% before we left. It looks like we're going to get there at about 70%. A little bit less than 70, but time will tell. And it's going to be very tight going there and going back. So basically, I think if we make it there, I'm just going to stay till I have like maybe 40% or 35% or something like that, because I need 30% to get back home at least. So we will see how it goes. But other than that, very excited, very nervous about camping by myself. And yeah, I ordered some firewood via the Hipcamp for it. That will hopefully be waiting for us when we arrive, which would be great. So yeah, let's get going. So a little bit about the place that we're going. It looks like a bullock place, or a cow place. So it looks like, maybe a cattle farm. I guess the site that we're going to is named the Bluetti, so I guess that gives you some indication. Looks pretty open. There's a creek through the center of it. Was a little bit, I guess, frustrated or upset to find out after I booked that can't actually fish in the creek because they're currently regenerating it. But that's okay. I've got other stuff to do. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Things that I'm worried about camping, I guess I haven't actually tried out the gazebo yet. I didn't have time to put it up between getting it and this trip. I'm unsure if it needs charging or anything. I figured I've got a huge battery with me, so it's probably not too much of a big deal if it does need charging, but again, we'll find out when we get there. I just think I've forgotten something. That's part of the fun, I guess. Just goes to show that even in an electric vehicle world, service stations will always have a place for people who forget to bring their water. So we just turned onto North Branch Road, which is the road for the campsite. It is a single lane road, so yeah, thought I'd move you back and yeah, we can see what the campsite looks like. made it to the campsite. I met the host Rowan and Fiona, and they were really nice, super lovely. Told them it was my first trip here or anywhere solo camping, and they were very sympathetic and offered lots of helpful tips. So running out of daylight now, so I thought I'd maybe do a time lapse of setting up the campsite. So bring you with me. So there's been a few developments. So first minor hiccup is that the gazebo's up and it's nighttime. It's completely pitch black out here. And I've got a fire going. I'll see if I can show you that. Looks a lot more impressive in real life. So the mistake was I assumed that the gazebo would be rechargeable, and it actually runs on D-cell batteries, which obviously I don't have any, because who has D-cell batteries around? So I don't have any lights besides one on my head, but that's okay, because that's the only one I need. So other than that, got the fire going, did have to cheat, tried setting one up like normal with the whole TP method, didn't go very well. And my friend Jake told me about these things called fire starters, which he said were cheating. So I bought a bunch of those just in case, and that made it way easier. It is totally cheating. So I got that up and running. So I'm just about to figure out dinner. Might do something in the air fryer because I've brought it, so I may as well use it. Really nice out here. I think it's 6:17, so started setting up about 4:45, so I'm not doing too bad, I don't think. Bit over an hour to get set up and running and stuff, so I'll keep going, and I'll check in with you guys if there's anything interesting happens that's visible for you. Alright, so not too bad. This is what we got for dinner. Got some chicken Kievs with some slaw and pasta salad. Made that in the air fryer. Pretty happy with it. So now I'm in the car, and I just thought I'm trying to use a torch to do some lighting because it's a little bit dark in here. It actually looks brighter in person because you've got the interior lights from the car. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a bit of a show. So basically I've got these window covers that just push in the windows. If I was going to go back and buy them again, I'd probably get ones that have those little plastic suction cups on the glass just to hold it on, because these ones just kind of slot in the window and they don't stay there if you open up the door, which is kind of annoying. My hair's really weird. Mildly better. Okay, so I've got those, and I've also got those on the front as well. On the roof, I've just got this sunshade that I use. Kind of expecting that it's not going to keep out the light very well, since it's kind of like a sunshade that's, meant to reduce the heat, not necessarily keep the light out entirely. It's not like a blackout one. So that's the setup at the moment. We're in camping mode. I'm still trying to work out the camp mode. It's super quiet, except for every so often, and I can't even see how regular the cadence is. It seemed like more than every half an hour or something. It does this like maybe 60-second period where it is quite loud, then it goes away. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out if it's too rude to use as a camping thing, or if it's not. Certainly at this campsite there's no problem because there's no one really near me at all, which is good. Do a test sleep in the car. I found it a little bit hard to get in and out of the car, and I've kind of cracked the code for that, I think. So the way that I did it is so I'm on my single mattress. Basically I leave this as kind of like an entryway, so I sat in here and then I took my shoes off there. And it's quite warm in the car. It's 20 degrees in here. It was 4 degrees outside, so it's pretty cold. So I use that as like a little entryway, and I've got my stuff just next to the single mattress because I got a little tiny bit of space there, so that's my clothes and stuff. And then in the front you probably saw this big just mound of crap there. Mostly I did pull my battery in just in case someone was to come and pinch it, just because it's, they're pretty expensive, so I just didn't want to leave it out there. But yeah, we're all rugged up in the car. Oh, I forgot, the most important part is Riker is right down here under my mattress in the wheel well, so there's heaps of space in here. I've got a little bed for him down there, and I just put this down there as well in case he wants some extra warmth. He's already gone, I think. He's already passed out, so he's having a good time, I think. So night one, pretty good so far. The stars were absolutely incredible. Tomorrow morning, we are going to wake up whenever we wake up. Probably when the sun comes up, because I can't imagine I'm going to get a whole lot extra. So it's now, 10:30? I think sunrise is like somewhere around 6 o'clock or 6:30 or something. So so hopefully we can get a good night's sleep in the car, see how we go. Then Fiona mentioned that there's a few farm activities around. I could also go for a walk tomorrow. I've also brought a book to read. And I've got my Switch if all else fails and I want a game to play. So at this stage I'm kind of thinking that I might try and push it so that we can stay tomorrow night. I do have to leave at probably 6 a.m. in the morning because I have to be back in Brisbane by like 8:30 at the latest. Because I have my church starts at 10 a.m. and I have to get there and get ready and set up and stuff. So I have to get back pretty early. So I mean I have to pack up and leave here by like 7 o'clock. So I'd be like wake up at 6, pack up and leave at 7. And I don't love my earlier mornings, but I think it'd be really nice to have another night here. And I left enough firewood just in case I did want to have another night. So it's going to be slightly warmer tomorrow as well, by 2 degrees, I think. It got down to, currently it's 3 degrees, it will get down to 2 degrees tonight. Still 3. And then tomorrow's 4 degrees as a low. So still pretty chilly, but yeah, it's been really nice. And so we'll see how we go tomorrow. I'm also curious to see how much charge the car loses overnight. So I am charging up my cooking battery, and then I'm also got the camp moding on, obviously, and I'm charging up my phone. I will charge up my phone, it's not plugged in yet. I think my maths when I did some tests at home, I think that it was around 20% a day was what I was expecting, 20% over a 24-hour period, including sleeping in it with camping, just as my kind of guidepost in my head. However, I did not test it in a almost freezing climate, so I'm kind of not sure about the impact that the temperature outside will have on the battery, so we'll find out. But yeah, if we can use 20% or less in a 24-hour period, we should be good to stay another night, and then have heaps of charge to go home tomorrow. The day after. Interestingly as well, the drive here was estimated at 30%. It was 30% of the battery, and as I was driving, I was just kind of idly thinking to myself, and I was running some of the maths in my head, and it seemed like a lot of power for 111 kilometers, because this is meant to go 500 kilometers plus in a single charge, especially from 100%. And so the maths kind of wasn't mathing until I looked at what the estimate from Tesla is on the way home, and it says the way home is 20%. So I think going up the mountains, it didn't occur to me that we didn't actually come down the backside, so we didn't get the recharge and the regen braking. So it'll be interesting to see that the trip back might actually be 30% less charged just by virtue of going down the mountain instead of going up. We may actually charge up going down the mountain, so that'll be kind of cool as well. So anyway, lots to do. I've got to go to sleep, and so I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Good morning. So it is just before 8 o'clock, quarter to 8, and just woke up, literally just woke up. Had a pretty good sleep last night. The car did get louder at night, but yeah, so at 2 o'clock in the morning I did go out and kind of see how loud it was. It was a little bit louder, but it's so cold that I just ran back inside the car and kind of just hope for the best. And yeah, can't really tell if it's going to annoy people or not, so I think I'm just probably going to just keep trying it until someone asks or complains, because it's so cold outside. It got down to -6. So yeah, clearly the forecast I was looking at was for the area, not for right here. So the car said it was -6 outside, and it's so warm in here, so I kind of slept in a little bit longer, just because currently my phone says it's 3 degrees outside, which is still pretty cold, and it's so nice in here. It's so warm, but I do have a dog that's either busting or perhaps more likely there is another dog outside the car, and that dog wants to go see that dog. So yes, I'm going to have to brave my way out of the car. I might just see if I can see what the temperature is outside the car. So Tesla is saying that it is 1 degree outside at the moment, so at least it's not freezing, I guess. But anyway, that's not gonna upset or help this little guy anymore. Hold on, let me open up one of my windows. There we go. Riker is ready and raring to go, so I think that means I am too. Yeah. Alright, so we'll get up and hopefully I can show you what the place looks like a little bit better. Alright, cool. So this is the campsite. Oh, and the area around it. There's a house up on the hills where the people who own the place live. Some cows over there. Some crazy dogs at my feet. You can kind of see the beginnings of the creek over there. This is the setup that I've got with the unlighted gazebo. Oh yeah, and some crazy dogs. I don't know if you can hear how loud that is. It doesn't seem too loud. That's about as loud as it got last night, I think. It's definitely like you can hear it. I don't know, let me see if I can hear it if I walk away. You can only just hear it from over here, kind of thing. Birds are much louder than it. Just sounds like wind from here. You can hear it here. Can't hear it at all here. I guess because the car's blocking it. Huh, not too bad actually. Alright, so it is about just after 9:15, 9:20, and I am surrounded by dogs, as you can see. Not a bad problem to have. I think that we might give going for a walk a try. So I might get you some charge, and then we'll give this creek crossing a go. So we might go and have a look and make a choice and then go for a bit of a walk. Alright, so Mike is ready. I'm ready. Let's get going, kid. Come on, yeah, come on. Alright, so this is the creek that we've got to cross, so it is a little bit deep. Fiona said those rocks over on the left are a bit slippery, but I think I'd rather be slipped than cold, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what Riker's going to want to do either, so we'll see if he wants to get in the water. Okay, I guess we're crossing. Wild. Alright, so creek crossing achieved. Mostly not wet. Riker got a little bit more wet, but he seemed to be into it. So, onwards. Onwards. This is one of the other campsites, Maggie's Flats. It's pretty nice. It says it's 4-wheel drive accessible. I reckon I could do it in a Tesla. But I don't know if I'm confident enough to do that. I thought I had a drone for a second, but I actually think it's some bees or hornets or something in this tree. I don't know if you can hear it if I'm really quiet. Point, which I think is the edge of the track. There's someone camping there though, so I'm just gonna turn around and start to head back. It's been a bit of a walk, to be honest. Riker's had a great time, so that's good. Alright, we'll head back. Double check the Hipcamp, and it does say that well-controlled dogs are allowed off leash. Rike is very keen to do his own exploring, so I thought I might just let him go off leash. Well, there's just no one around here. There's fences and stuff, so hopefully he'll be alright. You ready to go, kid? Yeah. Alright, come on, let's go.
Riker, come here now. Good boy. See, his recall's really good most of the time. It's just that he's going too far. Maybe I'm being a helicopter dog parent, I don't know. Just don't want him to get bitten or something, where I can't see. Just want you to take it slow, kid. Can you just sit near me? Nah, probably not, hey. Back at Maggie's flats, it looks like you can get pretty close to the river, or creek, so might see if Riker wants to have a bit of a paddle around if he stops being a naughty pup, running away from his dad. Going too far, buddy. Hey, come on, in here. You want to go in? You can if you really want to. Good boy. Good boy, Riker. Yeah, come here. Come on, you silly boy. Wow. Come here. Oh my goodness, you make it look so easy, kid. Wow. Oh, so good. You want a treat? Yeah, good job. Is that fun? You're done? I guess he's all done. 3, 2. Silly, come here. Hello again. Ran out of battery when we were just in the creek, so I think I got those shots of Riker swimming in the creek, which is pretty cute. And then we just headed back across the creek. This time I decided to try walking through the creek instead of on the rocks, and that was the worst decision ever. Now I have 2 soaked shoes. So yeah, it's gotten pretty warm here, to be honest. Like, it's definitely high teens. So Riker's probably just I can't show you, he's just been drying off in the can you see him? Oh, just there, yes. He's just been drying off in the sun from his swims, and I've just been having a bit of a sit, enjoying the scenery, and so I thought maybe now I'd make some lunch. Alright, so we just got some roast beef, cheese, avocado, mustard, and rocket sandwiches. Alright, so it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, bang on 2. We've just woken up from our rest, which has been nice. Just ended up opening up the windows in the car. Revolutionary idea. And that cooled it down really well. So, first big surprise is kind of the car next to the roof. It gets really hot. And because the bed's obviously pushing me there, because we've got the bed and then me on top. It's surprisingly hot. So, worth noting. But yeah, easy solved. Didn't end up using too much power to cool it down or anything. I think it was a couple of percent, which was fine. Just around about that 50% mark now, which is good. Just slightly ahead of where I thought we'd be by now, because I'm estimating about 20% a day. So that's good. So I thought I'd spend maybe the afternoon just doing a bit of reading. That's the plan. Really don't strictly need to because the wood's been so good, but I brought an axe, so I thought I may as well chop up one of the large bits I've got left to make the fire a little bit better tonight, so I'm going to give that a crack. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. Hopefully got that one. So I have no idea, no bushcrafting or anything, but someone said make a teepee, so I think that's what I've done. It's like all the stuff that'll catch easy in the center, and then gradually leading up to the big sticks. No idea if this will work, and if not, we will be reverting to the trusty cheat. Oops. From last night. But anyway, we'll give it a go. I'll show you. Oh, fingers crossed. All right. Alright, I'm going to try one more time with the paper plate before completely, Fire is going pretty well now. Got a big log in there. Might get you closer. Alright, so it's getting towards sunset. So I'm thinking that I might try and stay overnight again here, which means that I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll pack up as much as I can now. So my gazebo, I'll take that down, pack away any boxes and stuff, just get ready for dinner and the night, pack away the crate, and then tomorrow morning hopefully I can just wake up and drive off is the idea. So I will start getting started packing, tearing stuff down. Alright, so I have to talk quickly because I've run out of SD card space and I forgot to bring my laptop, so I can't move stuff off of the SD card and put it onto anything else. Anyway, update is fire is running away, which is great. Running away in a good way, not out of control running away. So got most things packed up now, just a few little bits and pieces left. And then we'll be able to cook dinner and then have a nice night and go to sleep early, hopefully like 9:30, then wake up hopefully before 6 o'clock, pack up everything and push off. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to record much more tonight. I'm going to have chicken kebabs for dinner. I did bring enough stuff for steak, but I forgot to bring oil, so I can't actually cook a steak, so that's fine. The Kievs will be great because I need to finish off the pack anyway, so same sort of dinner as last night, and yeah, we're just going to have a nice night by the fire and then go to bed again. So next time I see you will probably be in the morning, which will be great. Good morning. It is currently still pitch black outside. It's just before 6 o'clock. Sunrise looks like it's about 6:30, so hopefully I guess we can get going before then. I'm a bit tired, but hopefully it'll come good as we start packing the car up. So I've got to get out, let Riker out, feed him brekkie, and then we will pack the car and get on the road. I was wondering if the forecast was wrong or if my car was wrong. Car says it's -1. Forecast says it's currently 3 degrees. And I guess this answers my question. This is frozen. So, yeah, I guess it's below freezing. There we go. Oh, it's cold. Alright, so it's just on 6:30, we're all packed up, we're running a tiny bit behind schedule, but yeah, we're gonna take the route out of here. Anyway, see you soon. Alright, it is 6:36 and we are on the road. I don't know if you can actually see how pretty that looks, but it looks incredible here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, all that fog rolling through the hills. I didn't want to use the toilet in the campsite because it was really nice. It looked like it was a bucket though, and I didn't want the host to have to, empty that out. Anyway, I just stopped off on the road. This is about 10 minutes away, and there's just a long drop toilet on the side of the highway. Came up on, it was one of those driver revival ones. It's nice, yeah, so all done. They have the precipice shut down, so you can't park up there, which is a bit annoying. But I figured I'm not getting up this early without recording something cool. So this is Bellbird roadside stop. Not really much of a roadside stop, just literally just a pile of rubbish on the side of the road. But anyway, there's also a fence covering the view, which is very frustrating. But I can reach the camera above it, so hopefully you'll get to see something nice. I don't know. And then we got down the bottom of the hills over on the right here. Alright, get back on the road, running late now. Because this trip is about being authentic about all parts of it, I just thought I might show you guys that it's annoying. I got this low temperature warning on the car. I was worried it would stop the autopilot, but it hasn't stopped it. And if you go into the messages around it, I think if you just tap it, if I go into the notifications, it basically says that it is also related to cold weather. Yeah, it's 1 degree. Sorry, I'm not in that flat tire one, it just is this one. It says that you need to inflate the tires even if it's cold, but I don't know if that's taking into account people who are traveling back to places where it isn't below 0. So I'm just gonna ignore it and then see if it comes good. But yeah, just wanted to call that out. Also, going down the mountain so far, I've getting to 2%, which is pretty cool. So we'll see if I get any more. But yeah, it's kind of cool to actually have more range at the bottom than I did at the top. Alright, we made it home. It is a little bit later than I want it to be. It's 8:30, so I've got to get dressed, have a shower, and then unpack a couple of things from the car, get the dog unpacked and set up, and then take off to church. So I'll probably do a bit of a debrief on the whole thing later today. So talk to you then. Alright, so we are home and I am done with all the other stuff I had to do today. It's actually night time. So first thing I was going to talk about was, would I recommend car camping in the Tesla? I am someone who has never done camping really ever. I've done it maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. One of the times I really disliked, and yeah, not really an outdoorsy type person, and I can only say that I had the best time. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was an amazing way to disconnect from everything that was going on in my life and work and all of that type of stuff, and it was fun to just do something really different and push myself to try something outside of how I'd normally operate. And yeah, it was just so beautiful. The location was beautiful, the farm was beautiful. One of the biggest pulls for me, something that I think I really miss when
I'm in a city like Brisbane, I love Brizzy, is light pollution. You don't get to see the stars. I grew up in a place where I could see the stars every day, and you just take it for granted. And as soon as I came to Brisbane, I have missed it terribly. I miss it every single night. And so if there was no other benefit and there was nothing else to be had, I would go for the stars. It was incredible. I don't think it's very hard to get started. Hopefully, as I showed in my video, most things went pretty well. There was a few mistakes, a few things I forgot. Didn't really matter. It was still a really fun weekend. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's been thinking about giving it the plunge. Would I recommend doing the car camping in the Tesla? Yes, absolutely. It was incredible. I think it was so good being able to leverage the battery with my small battery that I've got, so I can actually charge that up off the big battery and then run appliances off of it. I did look at getting a car with V2L, which is vehicle to load. If you've ever looked into electric vehicles where you can actually just plug an appliance directly into the car, the Tesla won out for me ultimately because of the software component. I was a little worried about my battery solution, where essentially I've got a Bluetti battery and you can just charge that off of the 12 volt slot, leave that running 24/7, and you've basically got a little capacitor or battery. It's a battery that you can run high voltage appliances off. So that was plenty for me to cook off of, and then it could charge during the night. It only took a couple of hours to charge up anyway, and that was great. Having the one power source for everything was great. I didn't have to worry about gas. I didn't have to worry about, I've got a battery or electric lighter. I got electric cooking, got electric heating and cooling and fridge. So as long as I had that one big battery storage, I was good to go. That was so amazing. It made it absolutely seamless. Another thing that was really good about the Tesla is that you've got so many different little storage compartments in the car. So I have one of those sub-trunk fridges that goes in the sub-trunk, and that was great. There's so much space in that. I was able to use the frunk for things that I didn't want to put in the interior of the car. It was really good to put the rubbish there after I had finished with the whole trip. It was a great place to store it there during the nights as well, so that, you know, animals didn't come and eat it. I was a little worried about the dogs at the campsite coming to eat my food and stuff, and then it didn't stink up the car with rubbish, which I think was just great. I think the Tesla was amazing at the job. Some things that I didn't like, or I think challenges that you face with the Tesla, is it's really interesting getting used to driving with software controlled all-wheel drive. You know, the track on the way to going to the campsite was really, you know, tame, and, you know, I think you could even do it in a two-wheel drive car. You might slip and slide a little bit, but I think it'd be totally fine, manageable. Having the all-wheel drive kick in and not being able to control it at all, I think is something that I'm going to have to figure out. The park assist is very frustrating when you're going off-road because it's just constantly chiming. It's a bit rough when you're off-road. That was very interesting. It was kind of a few times it chimed and made me think that there was going to be something that I was going to hit, but there really wasn't anything there. And the last thing is just the clearance. I just wish that car was a couple inches higher. It would be so capable if it was a little bit higher. So yeah, so I don't want to paint this unfair picture of the car. It was amazing with all the capability it lent me, and I'm so excited to use it and really push it to its limits as I keep going with doing some more camping. But yeah, there's some pros and cons with it. None of the cons are to do with the electric system. So, you know, if I can make a comment to, you know, disprove a lot of the rumor mill around electric vehicles and those types of things, or prove it if it's right, I'm going to be honest with this either way. But I think that, you know, when people like Scott Morrison said that EVs were out to end the weekend, I think he's crazy. It was so great at being able to do all that stuff. And yeah, I have no doubt they're going to get better as they progress on. How would I review the location? So Gleneden Family Farm was amazing. It was really easy to get to. The hosts were amazing, Rowan and Fiona, and they were very welcoming. Fiona had some tips for me on starting my campfire, as you saw in the video. Kind of worked on the second day, and yeah, she was very accommodating when she found out that it was my very first solo camping trip. So that would be one piece of advice I'd give you, is don't be afraid to share it with your hosts that you're new to the whole thing if you're looking at doing camping. Because yeah, they were very, very nice and very kind, and offered some tips on firewood and picking firewood and that type of stuff. So they were great. The site was amazing. The first night was better than the second night. The second night there was another group
over the other side of the creek, and I couldn't see them, which was great. The way that they've separated out the campsites is incredible there, but they were really loud. So I did hear them, and I didn't really want to complain to the hosts because they were probably sleeping, and hopefully they were not kept up by the noise. And as soon as I wanted to go to bed, I was hopping in the car, and obviously that was absolutely fine. Can't hear anything, which is another great aspect to the car camping thing, is that you can open the windows up and stuff if you want to hear the noise, but if you don't want to hear the noise, you're in your nice little cocoon, nice little warm cocoon, which is great. So yeah, so the location was great. The walking tracks, hopefully as you saw in the videos, were great, and it was really nice, picturesque location. I would definitely go back there and fully intend on recommending it to my friends, so that maybe we can go as a group thing later this year or next year or something. It was a really great location. So yeah, no real faults with the location. I do hope that they can open up fishing at some point in the future, because that would be even more amazing if you could chuck a line in the creek. That'd be pretty cool. So in terms of what went well with the trip, so obviously I had a great time. I guess for the most part, other than Riker's jumper, which I feel really bad about, that's why I gave him my jumper, I didn't really forget anything, which is good. Nothing broke on the car. The car did perform. I was a little worried about simultaneously using the climate control at below 0 degrees and also charging the battery and also running the fridge. Would overtax the 12 volt, or it's actually a 16 volt system in the Tesla. It did totally fine. Took it like an absolute champ, so I am no longer worried about that system in the car, which is a big relief, because I know that the earlier versions of the Tesla with the 12 volt batteries did actually have trouble with the batteries going flat, and so I'm a lot more confident in the lithium ion battery. They've got the long life one in the newer Teslas with the 16 volt system, so that was great. So that went great. Walking was amazing. The food was so good. Having the fridge was a great part of it. I thought maybe I could do some trips without the fridge before I invested in it, but it was just so nice to be able to have a cold drink and cold food and not have to worry about the food over the period of time that I was there, and yeah, it was great. Sleeping in the car was an absolute dream. I was warm and toasty in the car at a nice 20 degrees. It was so good and so warm. And yeah, absolutely loved it. So yeah, can't recommend that enough. The climate control was a bigger win than I possibly anticipated. It was great. All right, so what would I do differently, and what will I do differently next time? So pack in the car. So the Model Y is shaped like a big bubble, and it's got the big center part of the car. So from a storage standpoint, it was actually really good to pack stuff in that center third, because you could pack it pretty much all the way up to the ceiling, and there's so much space in that car. I guess the problem was Riker. Riker really likes to be able to see me while we're driving, and with all that stuff packed up in the center, him in the boot, he actually couldn't see me, and I think that made him a little frustrated at times on the trip. So going forward, I've tried readjusting my setup now. So this afternoon, I basically unpacked everything from the car, repacked it all to see if I could fit most of it in the boot, and I think that I can. I think I can have Riker in the center third of the car and still fit everything for the trip. So I think I'll give that a go next time. In terms of packing stuff, the other thing, I think there's some things I want to move around. So my idea for next time is I'd like to have it so that everything I need as soon as I get to the campsite is in the center of the car. I had to dig for things like Riker's pole for his lead out of my bag, and I think it'd be really good to just have that ready to go, so I can just rip that out as soon as I get to the campsite, put that in, don't have to worry about Riker, and then I can get started setting everything up. So just little tiny optimizations like that. I am excited moving forward that I probably won't have to do as much prep and setup as I had to do the first time to get everything ready. So so I'm looking forward to seeing how long it takes me to kind of prep for the next trip that I go on now that I have everything all put away, and a lot of things are in the right spots. I think I'm going to leave the car packed because I don't use the car much during the week. And it'd be really nice to just be able to, get up and go and not have to worry about it, which would be good. So in terms of prepping for food, I think that I would like to probably take less food. I wanted to give myself options, and to be honest, I was in a huge rush when I left from work, so I pretty much just put my arm out in a shelf in Woolies and just knocked everything off to try and make sure that I had everything I possibly need for the trip, and I didn't use most of it. In particular, the stuff I put in the fridge, I brought some steaks in case I wanted to cook steak. I just ended up eating the same thing both nights. Nothing wrong with that, and it probably means that I can bring a fraction of the stuff that I brought, in particular, in the fridge. So yeah, I'm just going to do that next time because I'd much rather pack lighter and have less stuff to carry around, which I think is great. So another thing that I'm hoping that I can do more in the future, which is really hard for me, is I'd like to contact the host more. I guess that there was a couple of moments like when I was walking around the back part of the property, there were some boundaries. I wasn't really sure if I could cross those or not. And if I was better at being an adult, I think that I would probably just ring them up on the phone, give them a call on the mobile and say, can I cross over this boundary? I was really nervous to talk to people, just nervous. And so I think that's probably something that I can improve on, is just asking for a bit more help and being willing to contact them. I kind of reasoned that I was going outside of my comfort zone enough with doing this and doing the whole camping thing, so I didn't end up doing it, but next time I think I'd like to, if there's any problems and stuff, I'd like to feel comfortable calling them. I guess on that, I'd probably also want to leverage the benefits of the campsite more. So I did use their firewood, I guess what I really wish that I'd done is probably leverage their amazing food that they've got there. They actually sell meats and eggs and stuff, and so I wouldn't have brought any of those things. I could have just bought them there or even taken them home, which I really wish I'd done. So maybe engaging a little bit more with the host is probably something that I like to do, especially at one of those ones where it's the farm stay and the hosts are there, and it's very high contact option there with the host. So missed opportunity, but I'm going to be back there sometime anyway, so we'll get to talk to them and I'll have another run at that one, no problem. Alright, so that about sums up all the things I wanted to talk about, but in summary, I'm really glad I did this trip. Hopefully you found this helpful, and hopefully it's a little bit about, whether you're interested in learning about the specific camping in Brisbane or in the areas around Brisbane and the EVs, or if you're interested in just learning about camping in a Tesla in general, or if you're just interested to watch someone who has no idea what they're doing whatsoever do camping. Please continue to follow along. My next trip is I'm actually going with some friends to a campsite around Somerset Dam in the next weekend. So I'm hoping to be able to record there and do a bit of an update. Probably less mistakes there just because the friends that I'm going with actually do know how to do camping. So they'll be able to make sure that some of the mistakes that I made this week won't happen again. But if you're interested in following along, please come back and watch the next one. If you have any advice for me in terms of things that you think that I should know about the Tesla, or even just things you think I should know about camping and stuff, I'm so keen to learn. So please drop it down in the comment section. And if there's anything about recording or doing a YouTube channel that you've got advice for me on as well, I'd love to hear it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll catch you next time.